Hi everybody, it's Craftin Just Because with Chris Cowan, and I'm here today to bring you a 12 Days of Christmas project. And we're going to be making this faceted ornament, and the design is from the Paper Pixie. I knew as soon as I saw it I had to make one, and I'm featuring the little treat stamp set that we're using for the tag. We will also be using the star embellishments, the metallic mesh ribbon, and then the First Frost Specialty Designer Series paper that came back from last year. So let's go ahead and get started. This project looks a little more challenging than it is. I assure you there's just a lot of scoring that needs to happen, but then it'll go together pretty quickly. So let's move those supplies away, and let's bring in our paper trimmer. Okay. So we have a piece of Highland Heather cardstock here. I know not traditional Christmas colors, but I liked the way it looked with this designer series paper. And it is cut at 7.5 by 10.5. So I cut 1 inch off of the width and a 1/2 inch off the length. And we are going to start scoring it on the 10.5 inch side, and we are going to score at every 1 1/4 inches. So we're going to do 1 1/4, 2.5, 3 3/4. Did I do 3 3/4? Uh-oh. I did 4 3/4. Okay, hold on. 3 3/4, 5, 6 1/4. That's what I get for talking too much, huh? 7.5, 8 3/4, and 10. Okay, then we're going to turn it to the 7.5 inch side, and we are going to score it at 1 1/4, 3 3/4, and 6 1/4. Okay, now you're going to turn it back to the 10.5 inch side, and on the top and the bottom, so we are going to score. I'm going to show you something here really quick. Let me burnish this so it's easier to see. On the top and the bottom, we're going to score to that first and last score line. Okay, just to those. So let's put this back in, and we want to score it at 1 1/8. There we go. So let me step back for a moment. You want your 1/2 inch tab on your left hand side, and then you want to line it up at 1 1/8, and you're going to score the bottom. Oops, I let go. And then you're going to score the top. And then you're going to go to 3 5/8, score the top, score the bottom, then 6 1/8, top, bottom, and 8 5/8, bottom and top. Okay, now that we're done with that, we're going to move our paper trimmer over. And now we want to burnish all the score lines, except for those partial ones. Okay. That way we could see where we're going to have to do our next markings. because we have a little bit more scoring to do. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to bring in our ruler and our bone folder. And we want to score from that score line to the opposing corner. So you're going to line up your ruler and you're going to make triangles. So you're going to make one and then two. And you're going to do this on the top and the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to line that up. Score. And score. And if you notice, you're going to be doing those in every other one. So then you skip one and then you go to that next set of half lines. And you're going to do the same thing. Score it diagonally. Okay, so now you get the picture. Then you're going to skip that one and go to this one and this one. With the beauty of a camera, I have one already scored for us. I just need to burnish the score lines because I kept it nice and neat so that I could show you guys what we were doing here. So let's burnish all these score lines. Oops. I'm also then going to show you guys an additional project I made using this same template, just to give you an idea of the sky really is the limit here. Okie dokie. Oops. Okay, so now that you have it all burnished, now you're going to cut up the score lines on top and the bottom. So what you want to do, not on the half ones, just on the full ones, you're going to cut up to that first score line. So at every 1 1/4 inch. And then on this last one, you're going to cut up the score line and then you're going to tab it. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okie dokie. So now you have that part done. Next, what you're going to do is all the ones that we have that partial score line, you're going to cut those tabs off. So I'm going to fold this one in. So all the ones that have the triangle above it, you're going to cut them off. You're going to go like this. And then we want to keep the next one. We're going to cut that one off. Keep the next one and then cut this last one off. And we're going to do the same on the bottom. So keep, cut off, keep, cut off, keep, cut off, keep, and cut off. You can discard those pieces. Then what you're going to do is you're carefully going to fold up on those triangle score lines, just to start to get it to kind of go into place. Okay, you don't have to do it, you don't have to use your bone folder, just kind of use your nail so that it knows that those are the ones that it wants to fold a different way. Okay. So now that you have that done, next what you want to do is you want to bring in your designer series paper. Now what I did is I cut 8 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that were 1 1/8 by 2 3/8. I did punch out a tag, and then I cut out triangles. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut one piece that's 2 1/4. Hold on here. Let's see here. You're going to cut, to get the triangles, you want one piece that's 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then you're going to, I'll show you what you're going to do here so that you know how to make your own triangles. You're going to bring your paper cutter in. Okay. And you're going to score it, or first you're going to, let's do this first. First, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to tick it across the top. And when I say tick, I'm going to go ahead and put a little pencil mark so you guys can see it. I would use my bone folder, but you're going to go at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? And the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what you're going to do is you're going to line up those marks so in the cutter. So I'm going to cut like that, and I won't use this piece necessarily, but then I'm going to line that point up with that one, and there's your one triangle. Now you're going to take the point of this one to the point of that one. And there's your other triangle. Okay? And you're going to go all the way down the paper just like that. Point to point. So matching those up. Point. Point. And then your last one, you're going to do from the point to the point. And then discard the other tiny little piece. So that's how you do the triangle pieces. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and layer up our designer series paper here. Our triangles in. Looks like I need to put a new blade on on my trimmer. The rest is so easy. After all the scoring is done, you're going to be surprised at how quickly this project comes together. Oops. There we go. Almost there, you guys. Okay. Okay, for the next piece, what you want to do, I made a little template, because what you want to do, so you want to cut a 1 by 1 inch square, okay, and on the top pieces, I got a few little stragglers here. I really need to change my blade. Okay, on the top pieces, you're going to trace this hole, because that's where your ribbon is going to go, because you want it to be able to open so that you can put a candy or a treat in there. And on the bottom, we're going to glue them down, so you won't need this. But the reason you make the template is you want it in the middle on each one. And then you're going to come in with your hole punch and punch all those holes out. Okay. Then what you're going to do is we're going to glue this shut. So I'm going to put adhesive here on my little tab. And I'm going to glue over the side. And I love how it lines up. That's perfect. Okay. Next, you're going to put it on its side, and you're going to start pushing in the triangle spots. And you're going to glue your squares one on top of another. So I'm going to put glue down on my first one. Hold on, I lost track of where I glued it. Oh, right there. So this is my first one. Okay. And you're going to push it in. And you're going to hold it in place till it's nice and glued down. And then you're going to work your way around doing the same thing. Push the corner, the triangle pieces in. Okay. Now you have one left. push those triangle pieces in. So see how they helped you to guide that, pushing that in? And then you just want to hold it for a minute based on whatever glue you've got going on. I put it on its top, and then I like to run my bone folder in there. Make sure it's nice and shut. Okay, now what you're going to do is you are going to take your gauze ribbon and you want to double up your ribbon just like that. Okay, fold it in half, and then you're going to tie a knot down at the bottom. Come on. Hold on. Just like that. And if you want, you could do 2, just to make sure that it doesn't come through those loops. Okay, and then you're going to start with your one that has your tab near. Okay, so you want to start with the one that has your tab near it. And what I did is I just looped this through from the inside over. Okay, and then you just kind of follow your same pattern. Go clockwise. Put it in from the inside. So that way they can take their flaps off and get what's inside. That's the fun part, right? Okay, so how I sealed this up, let me show you guys. Hold on, we're going to set that just like that for a moment. We're going to come in with our smoky slate cardstock, and I'm going to come in with my little treats, and I'm going to put a little treat for someone sweet. And I'm going to stamp using the same color Stampin' ink. Just like that. I didn't get that very straight, but it works. It works. Okay. And then we have a whole little process here. Let me wipe this stamp off. Okay. You're going to take your little star, star embellishment. Wrap that around there. Punch a hole in your tag. Just like that. And then thread that ribbon through it as well. You probably want to do a tiny bit longer metallic gauze ribbon than I did, just so that you have enough to play with here. So I put that ornament around there, put my tag through the top, and then I took my Whisper White ribbon and I'm going to tie it shut, but keeping it to where it keeps everything in place, that star ornament and the tag. So that all they have to do is untie that bow and they can get their little treat. So that's your project, you guys, for today. I know it was a little bit more labor intensive, but I hoped you liked it. I knew when I saw it, I wanted to make a few of them. Let me show you what else I've made using this same design. I used some old Stampin' Up! Paper that I had laying around that was in a paper pack and craft cardstock, and I made this wreath. So it took 8 ornaments. I hot glued them together. I made little bows to decorate with, some jewels, and then used the star in the middle. And then it can hang up on a door. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. I always love crafting with you. If you liked this video, please subscribe, and you'll be hitting the button below, and you'll be notified of any future videos that I do. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.